going on, guys? We're back again in here for another video for you guys for today. And then here for my TNA Final Resolution 2010 predictions. Of course, the pay-per-view is this Sunday, and we got a crap load of matches for this pay-per-view card. So, even though I haven't been, a fan of TNA pay-per-views, with a crap load of matches that we got here, hopefully this will be at least a pretty good to good pay-per-view. But it all depends, what's going to happen. So, let's not waste any much time. Let's get right into the predictions. Not in any particular order, of course, and starting it off with the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, which will be on the line, Jeff Hardy versus Matt Morgan. I gotta tell you, with the last pay-per-view with Jeff Hardy and Matt Morgan, I didn't really care for that match too much. Basically, for the reason is, it was mainly all Jeff Hardy, and Matt Morgan didn't really do too much, so, it was an okay match. But Jeff Hardy is basically my pick to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't see Matt Morgan winning the title, at least not now anyway. It may come close, and it may be, at least a better match than our last pay-per-view match. So my pick is Jeff Hardy to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Then we get into another title match, which is for the TV Championship, Douglas Williams versus AJ Styles. I'm not really a big fan of Douglas Williams, but this matchup should be pretty good with both of these guys. Of course, I'm more of a fan of AJ Styles, so, I expect at least a pretty good match with these guys. But as far as my pick goes, I do see AJ Styles retaining it. I don't see Douglas Williams, capturing the TV Championship, so that's what I'm going to go with that. Next match, we got a Knockouts Falls Count Anywhere match between Mickie James and Tara. And, hopefully this match, I'm sure it would be good. I was hoping the last pay-per-view match would be good, but it ended up in a brawl. So now we have the Falls Count Anywhere match. And, I expect, probably even some weapons to be involved in this Knockouts match. So I'm actually looking forward for it. My pick, of course, is going to be Mickie James, to come out on top and, continue to build herself to go after the Knockouts Championship. So that's what I'm going to go with there. Even though I like Tara, but, I'm sure it's going to be a good match, and I'm going with Mickie James as my pick. Then we get into first bullet match, Rhino versus RVD. The whole thing that I don't like about this, well, the only thing I don't like about this is really why, Rhino went to turn heel and turn on basically EV 2.0, and then having this first blood match by RVD issuing the challenge to Rhino, and, this match I don't really care about too much, but my pick anyway is going to be RVD. Next match we got here is Robbie E, aka Zack Ryder 2.0 against Jay Lethal, and Cookie is going to be suspended above the ring in the cage. Now that one I had to look, again like twice, and after reading that, well, those are one of the things was like, what the hell? I don't really understand why Cookie's suspended above the ring in the cage, but I don't really care for the match that much anyway, so my pick is going to have to be Zack Ryder 2.0, aka Robbie E, retaining his championship at the pay-per-view, so that's why I'm going to leave it off there. Next matchup we got here is the casket match, the Pope versus Abyss. Again, I don't really know why the casket match is involved, or the casket is involved in the first place. To me, I think it would be, much more better just a regular singles match between these two. But, I don't see Abyss winning. To me, I think Pope should get the upper advantage, since, Abyss has been, bringing in, his family and stuff like that, and, trying to double cross them and all that stuff. But anyway, Pope is my pick. Then we got into a submission match, Samoa Joe versus Jeff Jarrett, and, this whole MMA deal I didn't really care for with Jeff Jarrett now, and it's really gotten on my nerves, to be honest with you. So my pick, and I'm hoping that Samoa Joe does get the submission onto Jeff Jarrett. Of course, Samoa Joe being the better submission guy, and he is a Samoa submission machine, so it only makes sense to have Samoa Joe come back on top and, you know, finally get his revenge on Chef Jarrett. Last match we got here is a #1 contenders match, and it's a tag team match, Beer Money versus Ink Incorporated, and this is for the #1 contenders match for the tag team championships, and I do expect a good match out of this. You know, I kind of like Ink Incorporated, but, you know, I do see Beer Money coming out on top and becoming a new #1 contenders and probably having, you know, a feud with Motor City Machine Guns for the championships. And, you know, that's what I'm going to go with my pick there. Beer Money to become new #1 contenders for the tag titles. So, that's basically it with the final resolution, you know, matchup card and my predictions. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. And, drop your comments down there below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions, and that has to do with the video. And as always, I will talk to you guys later on. Peace.